I can't. Oh, shoot! I need Q-tips. Oh, Q-tips. They're in my bag. In a bag. Maybe it's tissues. Well, that's surprise. Q-tips. I got a piece.
Sounds like it's not happening.
I love your letter. Hi, honey. Are you gonna turn around?
You gotta touch
Oh
me.
my goodness.
That's the rule.
Wow! Babe, you look amazing! Oh, honey.
I have some right here, but I can
Look good.
Amazing.
Wow, you look amazing! Oh, I love it! Oh, honey, thank you for the letter. It was beautiful. I read it in front of all the girls. I tried not to. Everybody. You look great. You ready to get married? I'm ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Feel free to take as many photographs as you'd like, but please turn your ringers off for us. I'd like to begin by welcoming everyone and thanking you for being here this afternoon, for taking the time and making the journey to celebrate the union of these two incredible people. It's no accident that each of you are here today. Each of you were invited to be here because you represent someone important in the individual and collective lives of Rhonda and Jason. They've known you for years. You watched them grow up, you went to school with them, or maybe you work with them. Because you are the ones who have supported them and know them so well, it's only fitting that you're the ones here to share the moment with them today. I truly can't think of a better venue for an occasion that I know is not only monumental for Rhonda and Jason, but for all of us who are lucky enough to know and love them. To the bride and groom, I'm so honored to be with you today. The couple have asked that I keep the ceremony short, classy, and politely asked me to leave out any unflattering stories. So I've had to redline tales about Jason's golf trips, Rhonda's girls' night out excursions, but I'm sure we'll have a few stories to replace those after the reception tonight. Although they met for the first time after a golf outing at Detroit Golf Club, that wasn't the first time Jason had seen Rhonda. I'll never forget the story about Rhonda using meeting space in Jason's office for a foundation meeting, and Jason trying to sneak a peek at the beautiful woman visiting his office. After that fateful day, he told a colleague he was going to date Rhonda. This speaks to Jason's commitment and work ethic, because it took a year and a half of hounding a mutual friend before he would introduce Jason to Rhonda. Their first official date followed quickly, and now we are here to celebrate the love they share and the life they've built together. I wish I could tell you a single story about Rhonda and Jason that summarizes their relationship and how they improve each other's lives and the lives of each of us. But the truth is, there isn't one single event that is a good representation of what they mean to each other, to me, and to all of you. But I do know that both of them care deeply and passionately for each other. They protect each other, they make each other laugh, and they think outside themselves. They have such different personalities, but they work so well together. When you see them out, you see a couple who stands steadfast with one another, no matter the occasion. When Rhonda is hosting an event, Jason is always nearby, smiling and silently supporting her. When Jason and I are winning our second Detroit Golf Club Hummer Invitational in 3 years, it's always Rhonda telling everyone how well he played and organizing the celebration. When you see the way Rhonda and Jason look at one another, it's easy to recognize how deeply in love they are and just how much they mean to one another. Whenever we attend a wedding, we're given the opportunity to reflect on our own relationships. We might look at the couple before us and be tempted to compare their love to the quality of our own relationships. The truth is that every relationship is as unique as the individuals in it. But one thing holds true. For love to exist between two people, each person must allow the vulnerability of giving his or her love to the other, and each must be open to receiving the other's love in turn. Therefore, each of us is a powerful creator of love. Each of us, every moment of every day, have the choice to dedicate ourselves to one another or to withhold our love and caring. Rhonda and Jason's parents are prime examples of this dedication. Between the two couples, they have over 100 years of marriage. I've asked them to speak on the moment, to share a message for all couples about love, their commitment to love, and their support of this union. Dr. and Mrs. Gillum, would you please rise and share what you've prepared?
For being obedient to my wife, I'll go first. It's so wonderful to see everyone. This is a special occasion for us. Now, dads, you know how I feel. You know the joy that's in my heart today. And I'm thankful, JR, RJ, for you asking us to say a few words. Being the old college guy, you know, I had to, we don't ever speak, we always just write. So I wrote you a letter.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of hokey, but I love this. Dear Rhonda and Jason, you make a beautiful couple. And I couldn't be more proud, and I'm humbled by the opportunity to write this. And to offer these few words of encouragement, of love, on your very, very special day. All of the four-letter words that you can think of. Not those. Love. Love is the most important. As we all know, that love is a deep feeling of affection and intense desire. It is the most powerful feeling that a human being can express. It ties two separate identities into a oneness. Let us stress that, a oneness. That love that you feel in your heart right now will continue to grow if you let love rule the marriage. Not Jason ruling the marriage, not Rhonda ruling the marriage, but is that love, that intense desire of oneness to rule. A couple of quick things that I've learned in all of these years of marriage. One, husbands never make decisions. So, Jason, you remember that. Wives are always right. Okay. Now, you know this old adage about love is never having to say you're sorry? Well, I've rethought that thing for you. Because love is learning how to say sorry. Without question, my children are wonderful people, you're going to mess up something. And so you got to clean it up. You clean up what you mess up. And it starts with, baby, I am truly sorry, and I mean it. You've got to be all in. As Toni Morrison once wrote, and I quote, love is or it ain't. Thin love ain't love. You know? All right. It's undying love that makes the marriage. Now this wedding is just a down payment. It's the dress rehearsal. You know, it's the opening scene or the first pitch of a long, successful marriage built on love and a commitment to one another. There are so many other love and marriage things that I could say, but let me close with some little snippets of a poem, and we all know this poem, written by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. It's been around since the 1800s, perhaps. All of you read it in high school and college. And perhaps she was writing it to her husband, Robert. And you know what it is. How do I love thee? How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and the breadth and the height my soul can reach. I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet moment. I love thee freely, I love thee purely, and I love thee with passion. Let this love be the love that you, Rhonda, and you, Jason, will share for many years to come. Harry and I love you dearly both, and we wish you so much success, so much love in your marriage. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I didn't write mine, nor do I have a dissertation. I was in literature and acting and speech. I was a nurse. We kept it brief. We took specific objective notes. So I reflected, my husband is an incurable romantic, as you might have gathered. We had a short courtship, 1 year, met him on a blind date, and he wrote me 27 letters in the time that I still have, unbeknownst to him, and I pulled them out. And I reread, 2 and 3 cent stamps. I reread the one he wrote 18 days before we got married. Wow, babe, that was And when he talks about the love, he means it. So that is paramount in your relationship. And the other word I use is commitment. While you're committed to that oneness, you still have all the people who support you around you, but yet your most important unit will now be yours, the Drumhellers.
That's right.
I call it a dance. If you think of all the dances that occurred during your lifetime and in our 55 years, we could go back to the... So you're always making the move. Sometimes he leads, sometimes you lead. And sometimes you don't even know what to do. But the most important part is that you're a unit. A loving unit. Honesty, character, dependability, all of those great words you learn that make great people. And if you're great individuals, you can certainly bring that together as a great couple. I love you, and I'm always there as long as the good Lord leaves me here.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
That's me.
Mr. and Mrs. Drumheller, would you like to share what you've prepared?
Yeah. We're elementary teachers. Well, you know, we've been married 48 years, and I met his dad when I first came to Sault Ste. Marie to be the new kindergarten teacher. And I was truly delighted when I found out he was going to be my music teacher in the classroom, this good-looking young guy, you know. And so that was we met in August, got engaged in November. He bought me a ring, and he bought himself a 12-string guitar. And I'm not sure why, if that was like a reward for the commitment. But, you know, it worked. And then we got married in June. And so I don't know that I'd recommend you go so quickly. But, you know, your folks didn't have a long engagement either. But anyway, so there's been a lot of, you know, ups and downs and that kind of thing. And through 48 years, I think, you know, we all like to get gifts. We all like big gifts, and it makes us feel happy. But when it comes to living together for 48 years, it's a lot of the everyday things. You want to show that person that you care every day. You know, when he comes up behind me and gives me a little hug and says, you know, I love you. After 48 years, it still makes my heart go, you know? And he makes me coffee every day. If I had to make my own coffee, I'd have to get a recipe. And so, you know, look for that caring. Take care of each other every day, because that's what you build that relationship.
Great.
Did you have something?
After Ron and Harriet and Mary, I think ditto. But I have a few words. First of all, going back to when we first met, I had been teaching in Sault Ste. Marie. I grew up in the Detroit area where there was a lot different culture. You know, those of you that live in the lower part don't realize there's a whole different world above the bridge. So when I moved there in '69 to teach music, there were the only people that I had real contact with were already married. There were no single women that I knew. And so in '71, they hired a bunch of women, young girls, and wearing short skirts. It was like, wow. Well, I met Mary, and I would use an old-fashioned word. I was smitten with her. Okay. Think about what smitten means. Okay. And so we started dating, and it was like, I think she knew way before, and of course, 3 months, okay. And then I made a commitment, and I've always felt love is a choice. When you make a choice, the other things are gone. You made your choice, and she just seemed to fit me, and I must seem to fit her. So I have a story. She told you about the guitar. Well, those of you that know me really well know that I stutter. And when we got married, she knows it's coming. Standing up here, I said, I do, no problem. She
all
said,
of that. You said all of those.
I do. It was so here we go. And so throughout life, you have the ups and downs and so forth. And one thing I want to say is that my wife completes me. We're a unit together. And so I think Rhonda and Jason complete each other, and they made a beautiful choice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to both families for sharing. Rhonda and Jason, if it is your desire to take the vows which will unite you at this time, from this day forward, please respond, it is.
It is.
You don't even know what you're signing up for.
She left you on
I'm
read.
in. I know.
Rhonda, do you take Jason to be your husband? Do you pledge to share your life openly with him and speak to him the truth of love?
I do.
If so, please respond. I do.
I do.
Will you comfort him, honor him, and keep him in sickness and in health, in sorrow and in joy, as long as you both shall live? If so, please respond. I will.
I will.
Jason, do you take Rhonda to be your wife? Do you pledge to share your life openly with her and to speak the truth of her to her in love? If so, please respond. I do.
I do.
Will you comfort her, honor her, and keep her in sickness and in health, in sorrow and in joy, so long as you both shall live? If so, please respond. I will.
I will.
The rings we are about to exchange are more than a beautiful accessory. They serve as a constant reminder of the words you've just spoken and unite you as one. Now please take each other's hands. To reach out to someone and be acknowledged and loved as human. Taking the hand of one who loves you is a powerful symbol of that unspoken bond. Jason, please repeat after me. I give you this ring as a reminder
I give you this ring as a reminder
that I will love, honor, and cherish you
that I will love, honor, and cherish you
in all times and in all places
in all times and in all places
and in all ways forever.
and in all ways forever.
Rhonda, please repeat after me. With this ring, I marry you and bind my life to yours.
With this ring, I marry you and bind my life to yours.
It is a symbol of my eternal love,
It is a symbol of my eternal love,
my everlasting friendship,
my everlasting friendship,
and the promise of all my tomorrows.
and the promise of all my tomorrows.
Uh-oh.
It is a well-known phrase that actions speak louder than words. Actions such as the rituals performed today for your wedding ceremony, holding hands, carrying flowers, and exchanging rings, convey deep symbolic meaning. They show that you are committed to acting with regard to your promises. At this time, I'd like each of you to take a candle and together ignite the unity candle. This is a reminder that in your marriage, your lives are both individual and together as one. This is also a symbolic reminder that we are all one with God, as you are now one within your marriage.
I'm in the marriage too.
Wouldn't have it any other way, right?
Oh, man. I need some dabs.
Echoing the comments your parents made earlier, to make your relationship work will take more than just love. A good marriage takes hard work. In marriage, the little things are the big things. It's standing together, united, and facing the world. It's continuing to travel and discover together. It's keeping Friday night golf dates. It's remembering to say I love you every day. It's never going to sleep angry in the shoe room. It's speaking words of appreciation. It's demonstrating love in thoughtful ways like blowing kisses through the kitchen window at one another. It's not only marrying the right person, but being the right partner. Take time to show each other that your love and marriage grow stronger with time. It will take trust to know that in your hearts, you truly want what is best for each other. It will take dedication to stay open to one another and to learn and to grow together. It will take loyalty to go forward without knowing exactly what the future brings. You're both two of the most incredible people I know. Rhonda, you work so hard for the foundation. You work tirelessly for your career. Jason, nobody's ever worked harder to achieve the success they have in their career than you. This commitment, the commitment to what's important to each of you and what makes you incredible individuals, will make you even better partners. Your commitment to hold true to the promise you both made today will result in a lifetime of happiness. Now, as Mark wrote in the gospel, what God has joined together, let no one separate. So by the power vested in me in the state of California and the internet, I proudly proclaim you husband and wife. Yeah. You make this the bride.
Came all the way to wine country for this. Love you too.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, it's my honor to introduce to you for the first time as a married couple, Mr. and Mrs. Jason and Rhonda Drumheller.
Thank you. Oh, sorry.
The song playing.
Oh, sorry.
So you can give an incredible and warm welcome to the bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Jason and Rhonda.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is cheddar like the food inspector. My homie Strick told me, dude, finish your breakfast. So that's what I'ma do. Take us back to the zoo with the Lexus. Fast forward the jewels and the necklace. Let me tell you, dudes, what I'll do to protect us. Shoot at you actors like movie directors.
Not even a year ago, Ron and I got engaged. And shortly after that, we started talking. And, you know what? I got some crazy ideas about this wedding. I said, what is that, babe? And she said, Napa Valley. And I said, not Detroit? No, Napa Valley. You think we can do that? I said, I think we have the most amazing friends and family in the world. They'll go anywhere we ask them. So then we started looking at venues. We looked at so many in Napa and Sonoma. We found this place and we thought it was an absolute gem. And everything was outside. And I said, you know what? I said, I've been to so many outside weddings. I'll do it as long as it's not 100 degrees. She said, no, babe. It's going to be 70. It's going to be amazing.
Dry heat. It's dry heat.
It's a dry heat. So I said I'm in. Well, we wanted to thank everyone for being here. Thank you so much. It means the world to us that everyone is here today. I can't even describe it. I wanted to, special thanks, Ron, Harry, Gillum, Ronnie, Robin. You guys have always made me feel like family from day one.
We better not make me cry.
Also wanted to thank my brother, my mom, my dad, Uncle Pat, Aunt Kathy, my cousins for being here. Thank you for coming from so far. Came all the way from Sault Ste. Marie. And so I'm really not the talker in the relationship. I'm gonna let my better half finish this.
Yeah, why can't?
I think my husband. I'm just blown away. Thank you all for coming all this way for us. It means the world to us. Each of you have a very special place in our hearts, and there's a reason why each of you are here today, because you mean so much to us individually and also as a couple. We share a lot of memories, a lot of wine together. Wine country was a natural choice for me. You probably read the program. I just always love this part of the country. Northern California gives me peace and tranquility and vision. And you look at this view and you just can't help but to feel joy and happiness. And then you add a little wine with it. It's just perfect. And so today's perfect. To me, it's perfect. It's a little hot. I had sweat rolling down my back like everybody else during the ceremony, but I just wouldn't have it any other way. It's beautiful. I want to thank my wedding planner here in California, Sonoma. She was amazing at helping me find this place. For those of you that don't know, Chateau St. Jean has a Michigan connection. The family that built this was their summer home, and they were Ubers. They were in the lumber business, and they chose this place to be their summer home. Where we're standing used to be their pool, and many decades later it turned into a vineyard, and Chateau St. Jean was created. The wines are beautiful. I hope you've enjoyed them. We have many more to come, and a signature wine for the dinner. But most of all, just know that we love you, and we thank you for sharing this special day with us. Let's have a great time.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may take your seats. Dinner is about to be served. But before we start, I'd like to invite Dr. Dillon up for a blessing.
Give thanks on a wonderful day. It's been a great day. Kind of gracious Father in heaven, we pause and give you thanks and praise. We thank you, Heavenly Father, for just another day's journey. We thank you, Lord Jesus, for safe travel. We ask, Heavenly Father, that you guide and protect those who are leaving, going back to their respective homes. We ask a special blessing today, Heavenly Father, for Rhonda and Jason. We know that you will be with them as they take this long journey into a long marriage. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Thank you for family and friends. We ask now, Lord, that you bless this food for the nourishment of our mind, body, and spirit. And we ask it all in the precious name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Good evening, everyone. Jason and Rhonda, a beautiful, beautiful wedding, beautiful spot, amazing day, amazing dinner. I'm Brian, Jason's oldest brother. Everything I know about giving a toast, besides the one I just got from my cousin, Rub-a-Dub-Dub, I probably learned from Vince Vaughn on some movies. But I'm from the UP of Michigan. Up there we do things a little bit differently usually. The most wonderful thing about it was when Jason brought Rhonda to the UP, and Rhonda got her first taste of camping and roughing it out there, and I got to tell you, she did a really, really great job with it. Really impressed us, and I'm so happy that she's part of our family, and that now, hopefully because of it, I have a larger extended family. Jason and Rhonda, whenever they do get the time to come up to the UP, which is on holidays, I have a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old, and since the first time that they've met Rhonda, she's been Auntie Rhonda for sure. Whether it's at Christmas time, and she's making gingerbread houses with my children. She's just been one, and just been wonderful with our family. And I'm so glad to know you. You're a wonderful person. I've always wished the best for my brother today, and since I've known him, and I'm so happy for you, bro. Really, really happy. And just like you all, and just like my parents, and said at the wedding, that they were just made for each other, I think.
Yes.
One thing that I would like to share with you is, of course, I do have a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old. And my 10-year-old, I guess, I don't know if this is a really toast, but I just want to share you. He wrote you a letter. Dear Uncle Jason and Auntie Rhonda, good job on having a wedding. You both have really good jobs, and you guys look good in your fancy clothes. You buy me clothes that are nice, and I appreciate them a lot. I knew you were going to get married because I could see you, how you take care of each other, and how I've seen you make each other food and drinks. So I really hope you have a good wedding. Sincerely, Jaden Drumheller. So my toast tonight is to Uncle Jason and Auntie Rhonda. We love you both.
So for all of you that don't know, I'm Robin Gamble. I was born with that name, but about 5 years ago, my first name is Rhonda's, and my last name is Sister. And so that's how it goes. Let's just talk about love. So I've been in the relationship the whole time. I've been in there. I was on the calendar, putting time, Robin time. They had like vacation time, date night, and I was like, Robin time, barbecue, cuddle. So I've watched that. I've never ever seen, don't look at me. I've never seen love like this. It is amazing. Like, love is patient, love is kind. That's what love is. This is love. Like, if you got goals, this is the goal. I watched them make time for each other. Like, I wanted to interject myself for my time, but you guys are beautiful. And you wear it in your face, your eyes, every day. You're just love. You got like the love jacket on. So with love, you got to have a vision. So like Reverend RJ said, you had a vision. You saw her and you said, God damn it, that's about to be my wife. And they were like, oh yeah, whatever, dude, you can't do it. But look, that's what vision does. See it, believe it, you achieved it. And I'm so happy for you. So just one little quick story. It's not even bad, but I was at their house one day, and Jason was getting ready. No, Jason was coming home. And this girl was anybody been to Rhonda's house? The big bay window over the garage. She's like this. Look at him drive off. Like a little puppy dog. Just love it. So I love you guys. So raise your glasses. Let's just salute to love. Love you.
Thanks for having me.
Next.
So this is the woman who asked me, was it a roast or a toast? She knows all the good stories. So we have assured Rhonda that this will be a toast from her best friend. You didn't tell me that. I'm telling you now, we don't want to have to go home early. Miss Kimberly Stevens.
Where do I stand?
Right here.
Okay.
You can be in the video.
Okay.
What's up, Kimberly?
Hey. Okay, I gotta stop laughing. I gotta stop laughing. This is serious business. I am so happy and honored that Rhonda and Jason asked me to speak at this wonderful, special occasion of their union and love. Rhonda is a sister to me that I hold close and dear to my heart. We, of course, are not blood sisters, but we have spent many years sharing laughter and love, tears, joy. Stop. Growth and maturity. Rhonda's a friend that has always stood by me and next to me, and the sister that I love. You all know Rhonda, and you all have your special individual relationships with Rhonda. But I'm gonna give you a glimpse into the Rhonda that I know. Behind the curtain glimpse. Rhonda and I met in college at doing something that we both love. We were in a fashion show. And had time permitted, I would thoroughly enjoy embarrassing her by showing you pictures from college, particularly the party flyer. We got it going on. Yeah, that was a legendary photograph of Rhonda and I and another girlfriend but you know what, I'm going to move on. Rhonda and I met at Michigan State University, and Rhonda had jobs that most adults didn't have at that time. She worked for the state of Michigan. She worked for General Mills. You know, she was doing things at that point in time that most people weren't doing. But post-college, Rhonda became the weather girl. And I religiously critiqued her performance every morning, whether she liked it or not. Rhonda was amazing. She was cheerful. She was dynamic. She was energetic. And I loved her. And Detroit loved her. And I remember one day, I lived in Harbortown, and Rhonda was telling the weather, giving us the weather, giving all of Detroit the weather. She was like, it was going to be a glorious day. It's sunny, and get your picnic baskets out and seize the day. Okay, so I'm looking at the TV, and I'm looking out at my big bay window, and it's raining. It's raining cats and dogs, and I'm like, what are you doing, dog? She took that job, and she parlayed that into the beautiful career that she has at this point in time. News anchor extraordinaire. And Robin and I believe that she could take over the world, and Robin and I believe that she's the Oprah of Detroit. And we love her. Yes, yes. Rhonda can sell water to a fish. But Rhonda has a fabulous career, as you all know, but the thing that I am most proud of her is that the foundation. She's developed this from the ground up, and she has just made so many changes in so many women's lives, and she is just like doing everything possible to reach out, reach back, and help young Black girls achieve and realize their potential. She not only talks the talk, but she walks it. She does it. She is an explosive person. She's exposing these women to experiences that they would not otherwise have. So I am like amazingly proud of you. Like, I love it. I like it's amazing. But Rhonda and I also share two other great loves. The love that we hold for our fathers and the love that we hold for golf. This is in no way a slight of our mothers, our beautiful mothers that we love. But Rhonda and I would golf with our fathers. And I wish that we could continue to golf with our fathers in exotic locations, but we've done that and we've loved that and we enjoyed that. And Rhonda's done two things. Rhonda's done something. She's parlayed that into the next, into the next event by giving her father a new son and a new golfing buddy, right? Right? A new golfing buddy. Yes. 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 Now, I don't know if it's a new golfing buddy or if, you know, with Jason's, what do you call it? Six index with his handicap. Is it a golfing buddy or is it an instructor? I don't know, but I'm sure Dad can compete. You got it, right? Exactly. And speaking of Jason, he gave me a list of all of his wonderful attributes to share with you today. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to share what Rhonda has told me personally and privately about Jason as their relationship unfolded. Is that okay? I need to check my notes. All right. It's okay. Let me remind you. I'd like to take the credit for this relationship. I really would. I'd like to take the credit for this relationship, but I guess because I encouraged her to be open, but I guess whomever introduced them has to get some of the credit. A little bit. All right. But Rhonda sent me a picture of them from the first day that they met at the Detroit Athletic Club, which they enjoy. Detroit Golf Club. Ooh, Detroit Golf Club. Did everyone get that? Detroit Golf Club. They met at the Detroit Golf Club, and they were introduced, and Rhonda sent me a picture, and Rhonda loved Jason's style, his sense of fashion, and he was always impeccably dressed. Did you see his shoes tonight? Woo! Jason killed it. Did Jason kill it? Oh, wait. Oh, yes. And as they got to know each other over time, Rhonda had a health scare in D.C. and had to have surgery. And she shared with me how she got through that. Can you imagine being away from home and having a health scare and having to have surgery, having to do something without your doctor? And she told me how she got through it. And it was through Jason. She and Jason talked on the phone every day, and he shared with her his childhood and how he was in the hospital a lot and how his parents treated him and how they were there for him, and he got her through that. And so that was significant. And so as a result of Rhonda having been in the hospital, their first date was several weeks later, and Rhonda shared with me their first date at the Detroit Golf Club, and how their chemistry was insane, how they were so affectionate, so unabashedly, so publicly affectionate with each other. I think that surprised her. So that was their first date. And so then later, Rhonda told me a story about them being in the airport together. And the waiter just looked at them and said, "Could you sit any closer together?" Apparently, they were just hugged up, sitting in each other's lap. Just, it was just, love. And then later, Rhonda described to me how happy she was with Jason, how they were living in their own little bubble with no drama, how easy it was to be in a relationship with Jason. Rhonda told me, and here's the thing that sold me on Jason, and I had not met Jason at this time. I'm only learning about Jason through Rhonda talking to me, because at this point I lived in Atlanta and they were in Detroit. And Rhonda told me how Jason changed his life, changed his schedule to go to bed early and get up with her. You all know she does the morning news. And I have consistently for years nagged Rhonda about going to bed early. Jason went to bed with her early. Jason got up early with her, gave her coffee in the morning. And I was like, I love him. Because Rhonda would stay up more than 24 hours. Who does that? That's not healthy. That's not. So I was like, yeah, I love him. And so what I was hearing is that Jason was kind, generous, loving, and bless his heart, he's got to be a patient man, because Rhonda is high maintenance on multiple levels. High maintenance. It's high maintenance. It's hard going out with her. I remember several years ago. Woo! Oh, wait. High maintenance. Y'all know. That's why y'all love her. Okay. I'm almost done. But I'm going to tell y'all this. So just think about going out with Rhonda in Detroit. I was her date for the auto show many years ago, and this couple walked up to us, and they wanted to talk to Rhonda for 30 minutes. The guy wanted to talk to her about her hair for 30 minutes because he wanted his wife to look like her. That's crazy. I'm just saying, that's crazy. But it's okay. So I got to know Jason. So we're going to switch to Jason.
No. We switch to Jason. We're going to wrap it up.
Yeah. So I got to know Jason in Rhonda's kitchen. We developed a tradition. I would come in town, and Jason and I would sit in the corner of the kitchen, much to Rhonda's chagrin, and drink a lot of wine. We talk about everything from politics to the world events, and Rhonda would get mad. And so if the folks here from work, if Rhonda was late, it was my fault. I'm sorry. But it was a great time getting to know Drummy in the kitchen and that tradition, and I love you. And I just wanted to tell you all that I just learned Jason's name a couple of days ago, because all I knew was Drummy until recently. And I love the name Drummy, and I love Drummy. And I wanted to tell you, I was going to tell you about the foundation. I so many stories I missed, but anywho, they're trying to pull me off. But I love Jason.
I'm about to lose my job as MC.
There's like, guys, cheers to you guys. Oh my God. Yes, raise your glass. Yeah.
A toast. Give her a glass.
Here's her glass.
I don't have a glass.
Thank you.
Here, can we say something? Can we say something?
Why did I get stuck?
Can we say something or no?
Well, give me introducing everybody together, but this guy had to get his own introduction because I kept asking for his name, and nobody would give me his name. They just said it's Jason's best friend, and just call him Brown Bear. But his real name is Rich Ferrier. I know, Rich Ferrier, but Brown Bear is how everybody knows and loves him. So there you go.
Good evening, everybody. How are you? I'm going to go for about like 35, 40 minutes before we hit the bar. I'm just kidding. It's going to be short and sweet, and we're going to go have some drinks. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the wedding of the season, the marriage of one of my best friends, Jason Drumheller, to one of the lovely and talented Rhonda Walker. So from this point on, I'm going to refer to Jason as Drummy, because I believe when people call him Jason, it's going to be for his parents or in Rhonda when she's mad at him. So now you may be thinking, why is this the wedding of the season? Simply put, not a lot of weddings have Brown Bear giving a speech at it. I still can't believe Rhonda actually allowed it. She might regret it by the end of the night. But even putting two and two together, my name is Brown Bear. That story comes from a long story, and we'll meet at the bar and talk about that later. But seriously, my wife Jeanette and I are super excited to be here, and I'm honored and humbled to be one of the speakers tonight. So I've known Drummy going on 10 years now. Initially as a client of mine, but now luckily it's turned into an amazing friendship that I can safely say he's one of my best friends. We just returned from Arcadia Bluffs from a surprise bachelor party for Drummy. But a lot of those guys didn't make the wedding tonight, so I think I'm moving up on the list as one of your better friends for the night. So I'm not a native Michigander. I'm from the East Coast, namely New Jersey. So when I moved to Michigan 10 years ago, I knew no one, and I mean nobody. And I'm sorry if this offends anybody, but Jet's Pizza sucks. So I'm this Jersey kid with no viable pizza option and no friends. Drummy helped change that. We did happy hours, dinner, and golf. And that's where the friendship really blossomed, in a place that we love, Detroit Golf Club. Drummy and I both joined about, 10 years ago now? It's a bit more expensive to join now, but I'm sure Drummy can help work with you because he's a big shot on the board of DGC at this point. Actually, this whole wedding is just a prop to actually get more people to join DGC. So there's a sign-up table in the back. But seriously, DGC holds a really serious place and a special place in the story of the relationship of Drummy and Rhonda. It's where we first met. Actually, that's where we all first met. Back in 2014 at the illustrious member guest event called The Whistler. A mutual friend of ours and a coworker of Rhonda's invited us to a dinner to meet Drummy. And at this point, all I knew of Rhonda, that she was a co-anchor of the Channel 4 morning news and probably way too good for Drummy. And I was right. She's obviously beautiful and articulate, but she is funny and was able to keep up with all the stuff that was thrown at her at the table that night, which is super important. And I'm serious, I saw a change in Drummy that night when he was around Rhonda from that one moment. From there on, they started their courtship, and my wife and I have been lucky enough to be part of a few of those date nights. I'm going to mention one date night tonight. I'm going to be really nice about it. One particular date night stands out. About a year and a half ago, I was having a really tough time at work, and Drummy took it upon himself to make sure I had a good time and didn't think about what was going on at the office. I can't believe I'm reading off a fucking paper right now, by the way. I never do this. But I had to stay on point. If anyone knows Drummy well, he doesn't do a lot of those things. He doesn't drink a lot of hard liquor. He doesn't dance too much. Well, that night he did both. We went to Vincente's downtown. We had too much paella, too much tequila, and salsa danced into the night. My wife will tell you that Drummy zigzagged his way out of the bar that night at Vincente's, and I'm sure Rhonda had to deal with the aftermath. But that just shows you who Drummy is. A selfless friend that would put his health and his well-being online to help a friend feel better. And he found the perfect person to spend the rest of his life with. As you know, Rhonda is a very hard worker and doesn't have a lot of personal time. But with that little personal time that she has, she spends it helping people in need. Like everyone, she helps through the Rhonda Walker Foundation. It was claps after the Rhonda Walker Foundation part. And I don't think I'm out of line in saying this, but Rhonda makes Drummy want to be a better man. And I know this because my wife, who's taking this video right now, does the same for me, and I see that in Drummy. So they say marriage is tough, and it can be. But it's a lot easier when you're with someone you respect and want to do better for day in and day out. So let's raise a glass to the happy couple, a lifetime together of golf, laughs, and maybe a sprinkle of Brown Bear. Salud.
Let's hear it one more time. Let's give a toast to the bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Jason Drumheller.
Pin you down. What's going on in that beautiful mind? I'm your magical mystery ride, and I'm so dizzy, don't know what hit me, but I'll be alright. My head's
Turn up the heat. I'm gonna make my move. Gonna make my move. Get out the way, I'm coming through. Gonna do my thing, do what I do. I'm making waves, I'm blazing trails, I'm coming through. I'm burning up, turn on the light. I'm gonna glow and let it shine. I'm gonna go and light it up right. Turn up the heat. Turn up the heat. I get it glowing whenever I'm going. Turn up the heat. Turn up the heat. Ready, set fire. The flames getting higher. Turn up the heat. Turn up the heat. Make way for me. Turn up the heat. I'm gonna pave my road with bricks of gold. Better make way, I'm coming through. Like thunder rolls, run with the bows. Move out my way, I'm coming through. I'm burning up, turn on the light. I'm gonna glow and let it shine. I'm gonna go and light it up right. Turn up the heat.